So we're going to be doing merge sort, and it's going to be by alphabetical order. So first we're going to recursively split the list for half. So there's going to be 4 in this group and 4 in that group. Now we're going to split both lists in half again by recursion. So over here, half, and over here, half. Alright, and now we're going to split them again in half. So there's going to be 2 groups of 1 here,
Oh, nice.
2 groups of 1 here, one over here, and then over here. Okay, so now we're just going to sort individual groups. So each group only has 1, so they're going to automatically be the largest one in the group in alphabetical order. So now we compare P and N. So N comes before P, so N's going to come up here. And then P's just going to come up. Okay, now we're going to compare AL and V. So A comes before V, so V comes up. And then okay, so now we're going to compare these 2 groups. So C comes before R, so C comes up. And then R comes up after C. Alright, so these are 3 individual groups of 3. You guys remember? Alright, so then A comes before G, so A comes up, and then G comes up. Okay, so now we can compare these 2 groups of 2. So we compare the first one in each group. So A comes before C, so A is going to be first. Now we compare G and C, so C comes before G, so C is going to be next. And then we compare G and R, so G comes first, and then we come up here. Okay, so now we compare this group of 4 to that group of 4. So A comes before. Alright, so now we're going to sort this group. So A comes before N, so A is going to come up. And then N comes before V, so N is going to come up. And then P comes before V, so P is going to be next. And then he's the last one, so he's going to be next. Now we have 2 groups of 4, so we're going to compare them. So A comes before AL, so A is going to be first in this group. Then we compare the next first. So AL comes before C, so A is going to be next. Then we compare Calvin, who's C, and Neha, who's N, so Calvin's next. Then we compare G and N, so G comes next. And compare R and N, so N is going to be next. Then we compare R and P, so P is going to be next. And then the last 2 are the first ones in their relative groups. So R comes before V, so R is going to come, and then P's the last one. So as you can see, this list by merge sort is sorted by alphabetical order.
In the merge sort, we're sorting people by hair length this time. So first we recursively split everyone, all of the group in half. So first we split this group in half. And then we'll split this group in half. And this group in half. And then we'll split each of the groups in half. Here. And there, yeah. So now we'll go to each pair of groups and we'll compare who has longer hair. So the first person in this group, this is the only person in this group, has shorter hair than the first person in that group, so he comes up first. And he comes up second in the same group. And these 2 groups, this person has shorter hair than this person, so he comes up first. And then she comes up. In this group, she has shorter hair, so she comes up first. Yes. And then he comes up second in that group. And then she has shorter hair. This group, she comes up, and she comes up. So then we repeat the process with the first person in each group. So we compare the first people in each group, and since he has shorter hair, then he comes up. Then we compare the first person in each group, since he has shorter hair, he comes up. And then the next 2 people will come up. And then, so we compare the first person in each group here, and since she has shorter hair, she comes up first. And then we compare the first person in each group, since she has shorter hair, she comes up. And then we compare the first person, she has shorter hair, she comes up. And then she comes up last. So now we have 2 groups of 4, and this is the last merge we need to do. So So we compare the first person in each group, and the first one here has shorter hair, so he comes up. And we compare the first person again, he has shorter hair, so he comes up. We compare the first person again, he has shorter hair, he comes up. Then we compare the first person again, she has shorter hair. She has shorter hair. She has shorter hair, so she comes up. She has shorter hair, so she comes up. She comes up. And now they're all sorted by hairline. Yay, we did it.
2, 1.
Okay, so this is merge sort, and the first thing we do is we recursively divide. So first we're going to split. We're going to sort these sequence of numbers by their IQ. So first we're going to divide this whole sequence of numbers in half. So we have two groups, and now we're going to split it in half again. Split. Split. So now we have 4 groups, and then we're going to split it again. So now everyone is in one. So now we're going to compare the two people that we divided up. So 8 is less than 141, so 8 comes first. And then 141 follows after that. So this is one pair. And then we compare these two. So 2 and 32, 2 comes first. And 2 and 32 next. So that's another pair. And 98 is before 142, so 98 and then 142. And then 7 and 109 are already in order. So now we have 4 groups again. So now we can compare the two pairs. So 8, we compare the first person in each pair. So 8 and 2, 2 is greater, 2 is less than 8, so 2 comes first. And then we do 32, and then 8 comes next. And then 32 and 141, so 32 comes first. And then 141 afterwards. So that's one group. Now we're going to sort this group. So 98 and 7, 7 comes before 98, so 7 is first. And then you compare 98 and 109, 98 is first. And then you compare 142 and 109, 109 is first. And then 142 is last. So now we're back to 2 groups of 4. So now we compare the first person in each group. Because we did the last one. So 2 and 7, 2 comes first. And then 7 comes after. And then we compare 8 and 98, so 8 comes first. And then we compare 32 and 98, so 32 comes first. And then 141 and 98, so 98 comes first. And then 141 and 109, 109 comes first. And then finally 142 and 141, 141 comes first. And then 142 comes last. And the whole sequence is now sorted.
Okay, so today we're going to be sorting this group of elements using merge sort. So first step is to recursively divide up the groups in half. So first we divide a big group in half, and then after that we divide each group in half again. So this is in half, and this gets cut in half, and then once again the final time. So each group will become a group of 1. And then since each group is a group of 1, they're all sorted. So now the next step is to merge the groups. So if we merge these 2 sublists into one group, the lowest element will either be the lowest element of this subgroup or the lowest element of this subgroup. So in this case, February comes before September. So February comes first, and then now September comes up next. And then for this group, March comes before December. So March comes up first, and then December comes up. Here, January comes first, so January comes up, and then August. And then finally here, April comes first, and then June. So now, the next step is to merge two more groups together. So here we look at the first element, which comes first, February or March. February comes first. And then now we compare September with March, and March comes first. So then March comes up. Now we compare September and December. September comes up, and then finally December comes up. And then for these two groups, we compare January and April. January comes first, and then now we compare April and August. April comes first, and then June and August. June comes first, and then finally August comes up. So now we compare the final two groups together. So we compare January and February. January comes first, and now we compare February and April. February comes first. April and March. March comes first. April and September. April comes first. June and September. June comes first. August and September. August comes first. And then September and December come up last. And now this list is sorted.